This is going to be the walk and folk vlog. The main thing that spurred my mind is, like, I want to spar Elliott Halls. Sounds crazy, right? And I could feasibly do this, like, by next year. Like, he's a public figure. He's, all about fitness, and he's way stronger than me. So, that's good motivation. But, I also got something to prove for myself. But what benefits all of us is that it's like, I'm kind of excited, so I'm trying, like, my mind's, like, going faster than my mouth. It's like it's stupid how I thought of this a while back ago. It's like Agent Smith, right? You're fighting Agent Smith, you're trying to, like, punch him and stuff, he's dodging. That's how, like, the bullshit of the trans movement's being. And, like, the trans UFC fighters and shit that, like, you gotta stop saying like so much, I gotta work on that. That go and beat the shit out of women in the ring. And I have to try to keep my anger down and not just blow up at that and go on a rant. Because I do feel strongly very much against it. But blowing up on a rant's only going to do so much. So a while ago I thought, maybe I could join the UFC, I'll fight men, and that'd be like good publicity, and that'd be an example of like here's this tranny going and fighting men as it should be. And there are instances of that happen, I think, in other countries, but it's not. It needs to happen here in the West, specifically in the woke-ass United States, the most woke country in the world right now. Like, this is where it needs to happen. So everyone's fighting the trans wokeness bullshit. And I think it's bullshit too. So we're in agreement on that. Whatever our other differences might be. You're trying to fight this Agent Smith as dodging everything. This is how it is. I'm like the fucking... Sounds fucking stupid, but it kind of doesn't. I can be prideful. I'm kind of like the Neo of that, right? Because that's my lane. That's my lane. Trans folk, right? I am a trans folk. I can speak for trans folk. I could jump into the middle of that shit and fucking blow it up, kind of like from the middle. I can like how Neo jumps into Agent Smith, and that's it. So that's my analogy. This ain't too serious. I ain't gonna make this too serious. I'm trying to explain myself well. I explain myself well later in a future video, and I'll title it like I'm gonna spar Elliott Hall or something, or I'm gonna challenge. I can't say I'm gonna, because I can't control what he does, but I can publicly challenge him to a spar, and I can use the fact that I'm not tied down by doing what's in front of me. I'm gonna use some of his terms that he champions. I'm not I'm not tied down by having a family and all that stuff to take care of. So all these things that a man must do. I totally agree with this message. We need strong fucking families. We need strong fathers and stuff, father figures. But to say that this is the route all men must take, it's dogmatic. But whatever, that's just bullshit arguments. I can demonstrate action. That's a very manly thing, or the realm of masculinity, I should say. So I can demonstrate through action by working as I need to add the funds to travel the country, and I can publicly challenge him, and he can agree to a time and whatever, and I can come to him so he ain't gonna interrupt none of his shit, and we can throw it up on YouTube or whatever. I'm gonna say he'd probably beat my ass. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna try and win for sure. Either way, I can skip all that stupid bullshit. When I was trying to look into how to join the UFC, you gotta sign up for the paperwork. If anyone's watched some of my blogs or whatever, I don't fuck with paperwork. So it's the whole bunch of hoopla and bureaucracy to just even and then you gotta work your way up and stuff. I got a million things floating through my mind. That's probably why I'm I gotta make a video, because if I just keep it in my brain in several hours when I get back to where I'm headed, it'll just be more vacant. It would be way back there along with a million other things. So it might be better for me just to put my ideas out on camera, on video, upload them, and then I'd be like, I don't know, man. I don't want to use the old analogy, but multi-conquest, I guess. Because I ain't good with writing shit down, because I'd end up with notebooks and notebooks, and I gotta sort through it and compile it, and it's all crazy. So maybe this would be my notebook. That's more open and raw, so that's more my style. I like that. Like. Use that word too much. I realized that watching my ramen video, my next level ramen video. So yeah, I'll make a specific video for that specific idea when it's time. In the meantime, right now, I'll just mention it because it's a cool idea. I need to be friendly too. Like I respect Elliott Hall deeply. He's like a mentor for the longest time. He's still a mentor. I guess he just hurts my feelings sometimes. That's all right. One thing I'd say, I know he's Catholic, and that is one thing I was thinking about, is trans people aren't allowed to become bishops and all that sort of stuff in the Catholic religion, the Catholic way of doing things, I should say. Because they're not just religious, they're a part of a religion, a segment of it, sort of the greater Christian faith. So, on that note, I think it's important to say that as a trans person, I would never support a trans person becoming a bishop in the Catholic faith, because as a Discordian, so like Hail Eris and everything, I think Eris is like second in command. Like there's don't put you shall put no God before me, God, which is the top level. And then I think we get into the sort of fractured gods, right? They're like fragments of that one power. They're manifestations of it. So I think Eris, right, is second. And that's Discord. And what would Discord be if we was all like one big homogenized group, or like a group such as, I say, the Catholics, right, who had their individuality. Even if their stance is wrong, from their perspective, we could see a certain light, or maybe certain things can be challenged or brought up. And also, I've been listening to the Dan Carnegie, How to Win Friends, Influence People. Well, the summary of it, the first chapters, I've been walking around, listening to a bunch of times. It's not good to try to force people to change. It often polarizes them more, which is the plan. If you're getting polarized, which I often do, we're all falling into that trap. So I think it's important to have a lot of different religions, a lot of different perspectives, and none of them be 100% correct and right. And I think it's wrong to say any religion's 100% correct and right, because how can man, this flawed humans, we'll say man and women, how can humans, these flawed creatures, like Jesus talked in parables, like he purposely made shit not make perfect sense, probably so we wouldn't get it up our ass that, oh, we understand it perfectly. Like maybe we can never understand God perfectly. We can understand the gist of it, but I think having all these different religions and all these views and stuff, it stops anyone from becoming tyrannical. It's more interesting, and it breeds creativity and competition. It's friendly competition, like atheists and believers. I don't think God hates atheists. I think good atheists go to heaven. I think some people are just born atheists, or they're destined, maybe not they're born, but they're destined to be. I got a lot of signs and whatnot in my life, a lot of blessings. Like tonight, whoa, blows my mind. But I realize there's probably a lot of people who don't have that, and that kind of is their blessing. Is that they haven't had like I've had like to me, God, like the highest God of all, is like undeniable proof. You cannot convince me otherwise. There are people who have never had these experiences, synchronicities and miracles and whatnot, and blessings, that have gotten by just all right on their own. And I think God leaves them alone and sets them on a path to be skeptics, so that they can challenge the believers. And we can, like steel sharpens steel. Part of the when friends influence people, I'm trying to be less abrasive. And I think walking helps that. Also, I'm on my meds. So, and I'm not fucking them up this time because, like I said, if I fuck it up, I'm doing the Yakuza ritual. And I think I'll do another video on that. That's a whole nother thing. I don't think that's anything to be taken lightly. And I think it's something that's, with them, not all the time, but a lot of the time, I'm sure, it's kind of like you fucked up for the boss. And now you're going to do this or we're going to shoot you or something worse. And it's a human. But see, for me, the boss is God. And I was so angry. I did it twice. I fucked up twice. I did it the first time. I was so angry that, like, with myself, that I said, if I can't beat this porn, if I can't beat this porn addiction, well, I thought I was going to beat it because I was so disgusted with myself. I was for sure I was going to beat it because I just hit that point. I said if I was so addicted to it, like, I talk shit about people addicted to, alcohol and cigarettes and all that sort of stuff. Like, if I was hopelessly addicted, I'd hang myself. And that's like one way that I would never kill myself. Because people told me to kill myself. Like, lots of people, fuck tons of people told me to kill myself that way. So if I'm going to kill myself, I'm not going to do it that way. But that was, like, so disgusted with myself that I was fucking serious. Then I had a couple days I was doing good. And I relapsed hard. And I fucking burned through the rest of my meds. Except a little bit. Which I was so depressed and I was just like, I fucked myself up. Fucked my tolerance up, all that. Then I ended up smoking the rest of that. Then I had to suffer being sober and knowing it was like my fault. Like, well, sober, I mean unmedicated. And now I've gotten a second chance. Oh, really, like a fucking, 80th, 100th fucking chance, let's be real. So, that's partly why I have such faith. Guys, I don't know why God puts up with me sometimes. I think it may be because I feel deep down inside. That was another thing when I was walking. Like, some songs bring me to tears, and I get, like, really strong insights. Really, really strong, like, emotionally attached insights. And people like to down on emotions. But that's how I understand. That's how the lens through which I can come to, like, some great personal truths of just, like, what matters most to me. And it's from that I can, like, I just got whatever's up in my head, all the shit I took in. Second time I fucked up, it was like, I'm not gonna let this kill me, because it was gonna kill me. It was gonna drive me down to suicide. So I said, all right, it just came to me. I seen a Maxim magazine about the world's, like, worst gangs and shit. Notorious gangs. Like, fucking 20 years ago? Nah, like 15, it was like 15, 20 years ago. The Yakuza. And I remember the pinky thing. And that just shot into my mind. And it was just like, you know what? You fuck up again, you're going to have a permanent marker. Like, and it's going to be so, like cutting off your pinky, like cutting through it. Like, I start thinking, like, is my knife sharp enough? My knife isn't sharp enough really for that. But if I do it, like, that was a big thing. Like, if I fuck up, like, today, I got to do that shit today. I was fucking fucked, like not fully factory sharp knives. Let's see how much my percentage is. 5%. I got a 5% battery. I got a charger I'm gonna hook it up to. And I got 22 minutes of time. So I've been working. I'm headed back to the boss's house. There's another blessing I mention often. He's a good friend of mine, even though he's an old man. He's sort of like a father figure, but I told him I work tomorrow. So If he needs me, the other guy might come in, but if the other guy doesn't show up again, I'll help him work. So I gotta make it back, and I got many hours to walk, but it's 4:27. We start about 8:30, so I got about 4 hours. I probably only need about 2-3 to get there. Worst comes to worst, I could always hop on a bus the last little bit. But I'm keeping up a good pace. I download, and I just got that book onto my playlist, so I can listen to it kind of over and over again. I listen to it many times. I'll get further chapters. I want to start replying. I need to get an SD card and just figure out how this shit works. Like, I'm so like technologically inept, but that's kind of a good thing, because there's a lot of people that are scared to start YouTube channels, and like I've started mine partly out of desperation, but also out of being like super poor broke. Because you find someone more poor than me, like you best be in Afghanistan or something. So there's like a less excuse for other people to not put their voices out there. And one of my best teachers, Mark Passio, he's like, more people need to be out there. And I realized, I wish he would check out Hamza, because I think Mark Passio, he's kind of like me. He's like really angry. He just scream and say the same thing over and over and over again. But it needs to be beaten. People say, like, we need that signal going out there. But let's say he's got his signal that could be jammed, or people won't get it, they're not in range, or they're not compatible with that signal. But then Hamza's got his signal, and I got my signal. Then let's say, I bring this up, and let's say 10 people here, me bringing it up on his channel, and then they just get the courage up to go start theirs. So now there's 10 more little signals out there. And I use signals because, like, if you're trying to cover a radar, trying to get radar coverage or whatever, got distracted, these people. You need more signals out there. It's overlapping coverage. And we need those signals to outnumber or to start to overtake the signals that have people, like, lost. We're supposed to be our brother's keepers. So I think about that Dragon Lord guy I heard about. I say you need an AK-47 so you could literally shoot the people that harass them in the fucking head, as an example. So yeah, this time is super abrasive. But I mean, they're sadists, right? They're like the girl that played him along catfishing for 2 months and pretended there was love there, and then just took that away from him and turned it into humiliation. That's one of the coldest, most evil, sadistic things you can do, especially as a woman. She really should apologize to him, but she can't apologize properly until she sees the error of her ways, and she can't see the error of ways, so she stops being a sadist. And all these other people, these hundreds of people that harass them they're just all sadists, and they don't realize it. They're so full of themselves. But then I'm thinking with Dale Carnegie, what I'm learning from that, it's just like those people all need to change. I need to change. We all need to change. I'm trying to be this is probably the most chill I've been in a video, quite possibly. I may be the most articulate, but hey, I'm on my meds, which are a huge stigma. I get angry about that. I can't let that control me. Let's see, I checked my percent battery. Got 4%, so I got plenty of battery. 4%. About 3 minutes to finish up. Then I plug my phone back into my portable battery and go back to music, and I'll play that Dale Carnegie a few more times. One thing that Dale Carnegie said, and I'll make a separate video. I'm gonna start doing the SD card. I need to figure out SD card so I can get more memory, so I can do the split screen thing and react to videos that way. But this video, he's like, pride and vanity get in the way, and he's like, oh, it's a very masculine thing, but it's all an emotion. And he's like, oh, but women can do it too, but they're very emotional, but it's not logical. So there's this thing of demonizing the emotions to put logic on a pedestal. But once you demonize anything to put something else on a pedestal, it's hypocritical is my first thing. Especially if you're saying it's prideful, whatever. That's a whole thing. I'm gonna have to go into separate. In the meantime, for right now, Look at all the cold-hearted scientists out there. That's all logic. Or the cold-hearted corporate executives. Or even people like Elliott Hall. Come full circle. He's like, men are about logic, so men should be the leaders. That's another thing I thought of. See, I forget about this shit. Unless I'm just talking as I go. Which I am always talking as I go in my head. That crossed quickly. Men should be the leaders, sure. But they should lead by example. There should be no like dogma that like the wife and daughters and all that shit have to obey their father and all that he says. There's such thing as holy rebellion, which I say it kind of sounds blasphemous, like rebellion, because that is blasphemous to that dogma. People need doctrine, it's not dogma. But the cold hard logic, it's another source of pride and vanity, just as much as emotions. And there's some sort of happy balance. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm gonna try to find it. Check my battery. 3%. That's what I expected. 1 minute to go. Closing statements, which is always get caught up. I remember since I was a kid, when I'm walking, my thoughts come a lot easier, a lot more. I just think about all sorts of shit, and it gets bigger, and I build on it. But when I get back to a confined whatever, I can't write it all out. And this funny thought I had earlier is if I was born 60 years ago, they would have lobotomized me and indulged these intense emotions that have me crying or in deep sorrows. They would have cured me of all that, so I wouldn't have all these insights that I do from my perspective. And they'd confine me to like 4 walls and a straitjacket with no like color or anything. Which reminds me of another thing. We have like a collective culture. That's why they shave the heads in the military is to force down, but we all have an individual culture. And so when you're not allowed to express yourself, whether that's a fancy car with the paint with the stripes just the way you want it, or some pretty makeup, this is the natural human expression of culture, and that gets suppressed. And it's a form of mind control. And well, I'm gonna try to fight that. So obviously, because I have to be me as much as I can. This time, peace out. No cuss words, outro, whatever, but peace.